How can challengers or incumbents create and sustain any kind of differentiation in the market? If incumbents are able to offer similar products to challengers, what will impact customers' decision making?
You're probably way better placed than this one than me.
I don't know. I mean, we've. This is a question that often comes up with I think big banks. I think if you go back to like business school strategy stuff, how do you differentiate? There's cost differentiation, and a lot of the fintechs and new challenger banks have a much lower cost base, an order of magnitude lower cost base. There's feature differentiation if you're doing really interesting in real-time intelligent services, and obviously that pushes things along. And there's also focusing on a particular niche. I mean, this is classic Michael Porter stuff. And again, we see fintechs focus on remittances or everyday money or forex or banking for students or immigrants. So there's that approach. But I think the key word in the question is sustaining, because great, you can get to a point of scale, you can have delivered this great service. What stops a rocket internet play of someone coming along and doing exactly the same thing? And I think in Tom's interview actually with Simon recently, he talked about that sort of platform and network effects. And essentially they not only help you scale, but then protect that scale. Because if everyone is on one particular platform and you benefit from everyone else being on that platform, then that obviously has a certain amount of stickiness. And also if you've got a few million customers who are sticky and APIs into that, and then other players start coming in, so there's some platformification plays, then again you're creating this web of services, this web of players that again keeps those companies there or keeps those players there. So I think we are seeing a lot of the fintechs move towards the same place, whether it's Curve on one side or Revolut or Monzo or Starling or some of the big incumbents. How do you bring together that sort of everyday money portal that connects into all of those other services? And at the moment, it's a land grab. I mean, how quickly can you scale? How well can you attract other players in to build on your platform? And how do you make that two-sided marketplace work for you?
I think the answer is you can't. That's it. Like, I think the idea of basically you build a product and you sit on it forever and try and gain sustainable advantage is just dead, isn't it? I think this is the beautiful thing. There is nothing that isn't copyable in terms of what you guys have exposed all of your roadmap. There's nothing to stop somebody else going and doing that. But what the point of doing it is that that's not the only thing you're going to be doing forever. I think this is internet banking has become incredibly stale and commoditized because nobody's really evolving the services to customers that actually mean anything. So, if forever, in the 25 years from now, if all that everybody's done is what we've done today, we've probably failed quite miserably. So I think the beauty is that this whole strategy of like fast follower that banks have kind of, I don't want to be the first to market with this thing. I want somebody else to iron all the kinks out and then I'll follow it. we've seen banks are neither fast nor followers, nor in any sense sometimes having the ability to deliver these things as cost effectively as the challenges are coming to market. So it kind of feels like it's a change in strategy and a change actually in, to your point with the API piece. This isn't like one and done. This is a continual evolution.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys said it. I don't think it's not like there's a few great ideas and the first people to get them win. There's we have an awesome ideas board at Monzo, and it's...
Is it literally called that? Because that's
the awesome ideas board. I think it used to be called the badass ideas board, but we renamed it before we put it public. And the list is just huge. It's just there are so many cool things that haven't even been started yet. I think every one of those could, well, some of them couldn't, but a lot of those could be turned into amazing ideas that would make 1% of the population incredibly happy. So we'll never be done with this.
I think there's also something that around brand and identity, and that idea that we like to do business with companies that represent who we want to be. There is an aspirational brand quality in Monzo, for instance, that while you might see the use of brand in, I don't know, washing powders or airlines, it's just the same thing but a different packaging. The fact that actually can be applied to a service that is differentiated in itself, even without the branding, but add in that meaning and that sort of transparency and openness, and we're in it for the customers thing. And that's a heady mix. So I think that's often left off of this. There's as well.
Yeah, I agree. You know, Asus come out with an aluminium laptop, but it doesn't mean I'm going to buy it, right? So it's interesting dynamics in those things. I think probably there's a bunch of questions that are coming for you, Simon, as well. So maybe we should flick through to some of those areas as well.